old storm, any old port. Life is long, love is short. You better get a woman if you can. If you can't get a woman, get a clean old man. Do they hang too low? Do they swing to and fro? Can you tie him in a knot? Can you tie him in a bow? Can you swing him around your shoulder like a European soldier? Do they hang too low in the morning? Any old storm, any old port. Life is long, love is short. Better get a woman if you can. If you can't get a woman, get a clean old man. Do they feel too tight? Do they rattle when you fight? Can you keep them out of harm? Can you throw them over your arm? Do they irritate your knees? Do they tear your BVDs? Do they hang too low in the morning? Any old storm, any old port. Life is long, love is short. You better get a woman if you can. If you can't get a woman, get a clean old man. Do they hang way down? Do they drag along the ground? Do they feel so cool and nice when they slide along the ice? Do they irritate when you snag them on the gate? Do they hang too low in the morning? Any old storm, any old port. Life is long, love is short. You better get a woman if you can. If you can't get a woman, get a clean old man. Do they hang too loose for self-abuse? Do they tangle in a knot? Do they bang around a lot? Do they twist and kink? Do you wish that they would shrink? Do they hang too low in the morning? Any old storm, any old port. Life is long, love is short. You better get a woman if you can. If you can't get a woman, get a clean old man. Gathering of the clansmen, and all the lads were there, a feeling for the lassies amongst the pubic hair, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the man why do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the village parson he come in, and very surprised to see 24 maiden heads a hanging from a tree, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the fiery colonel, he was there, he fought among the Boers. He jumped upon the table and he shouted for the whores, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the village cripple, he was there, but he couldn't do too much. So he lay there on the carpet and he diddled him with his crutch, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the chimney sweep, he was there, but they had to put him out. For every time he passed some wind, he filled the room with soot, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. And there was doing in the barry and a doing in the oats. Now some was doing lassies, but the most was doing goats, singing a why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the queen was in the parlour, she was counting up her wealth. The king played with the countess, the baron played with himself, saying, oh, why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Then the schoolmaster, he come in, and he worked by rule of thumb. He figured out with logarithms just when he should come, singing out, why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, the bride was in the kitchen, explaining to the groom, the front side, not the back side, is the entrance to the womb, singing out, why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Oh, when the ball was over, everyone confessed the music was exquisite, but the doing were the best, singing out, why do you last nick, why do you know, the mama do you last nick, how do you know. Four-letter words,
that never say quite what they mean. We'd rather be known for our hypocrite ways than as vulgar, impure, and obscene.
When dinner is hearty with onions and beans, with garlic and claret and bacon and greens, your bowels get busy distilling a gas that nature insists be permitted to pass. You're very polite, you try to exhale without noise or perfume, but you frequently fail. Expecting no noise, you may give it a start. When it booms, all the boys will agree it's a
four-letter words, four-letter words that never say quite what they mean. We'd rather be known for our hypocrite ways than as vulgar, impure, and obscene.
You may speak of a movement, or sit on the seat, have a passage or stool, or just simply excrete, or say to the others, I'm going out back, and groan in pure joy in a little wood shack. You can go lay a cable, or do number 2, or sit on the toity, or make a doo-doo. But ladies and men who are socially fit, under no provocation, will go take a
four-letter words that never say quite what they mean. We'd rather be known for our hypocrite ways than as vulgar, impure, and obscene.
It's a cavern of joy you are thinking of now, a warm, tender field just awaiting the plow. It's a quivering pigeon caressing your hand, or the national anthem that makes us all stand, or perhaps it's a flower, a grotto, a well, the hope of the world, or a velvety hell. But friend, heed this warning, beware the affront. Don't try Anglo-Saxon and call it a
four-letter words that never say quite what they mean. We'd rather be known for our hypocrite ways than as vulgar, impure, and obscene.
While strolling in parks, in your best pair of pumps, one often will tread on these dun-colored lumps. Some may call them droppings, some say manure. These certain rank objects are found in the sewer. Cows leave meadow muffins, horseflies leave specks, seagulls oft let fly on the backs of your necks. But though euphemisms may seem quite absurd, whatever you do, never call it a turd. Oh dear, I said it.
I like it. Four-letter words that never say quite what they mean. We'd rather be known for our hypocrite ways than as vulgar, impure, and obscene.
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn. It was then I spun her little ball of yarn.
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
It was then I spun her little ball of yarn. It was in the month of June when the flowers were in bloom. I found her sweeping out behind the barn. As she shoveled up the gobs, I so gently pinched her knobs and asked to spin her little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn. It was then I spun her little ball of yarn.
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
It was then I spun her little ball of yarn. She undressed before my sight, we went at it all that night. Her little frame was shaken stem to starn, and the blackbird and the robin watched her little butt a-bobbin'. 'Twas then I spun her little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn. It was then I spun her little ball of yarn.
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
It was then I spun her little ball of yarn. It was 2 months after that in the office where I sat, never dreaming that she'd done me any harm. A doctor dressed in white said, your pecker is a sight. It's been tangled in a little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
It was then I spun her little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
It was then I spun her little ball of yarn. It was 9 months to the day in the bathtub where I lay. I felt a heavy hand upon my arm. And the policeman with a hose said, "Get up and get your clothes. You're the father of a little ball of yarn." Ball of yarn,
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
it was then I spun her little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
it was then I spun her little ball of yarn. In my prison cell I sit with my bathrobe in the shade, the shadow of my finger on the wall. And the women as they pass thrust their hatpins up my ears, and the little mice play hopscotch with my ball of yarn,
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
it was then I spun her little ball of yarn. Ball of yarn,
Ball of yarn,
ball of yarn,
ball of yarn.
it was then I spun her little ball of yarn. There once was a robin who lived in the west. He discovered a very strange egg in his nest. He turned to his wife with an angry remark. She said, "Don't get ruffled, I did it just for a lark." Turla,
Turla,
turlay,
turlay.
a rolling stone gathers no moss, so they say. Sing along,
Sing along,
learn the words.
learn the words.
It's a wonderful song, but it's all for the birds. A sparrow and vulture once met in the air. Soon they were coupling, a love-hungry pair. The passionate vulture emitted some bleats. The sparrow inquired, "Am I hurting you, sweets?" Torala,
Turla,
toralay,
turlay.
a rolling stone gathers no moss, so they say. Sing along,
Sing along,
learn the words.
learn the words.
It's a wonderful song, but it's all for the birds. How to kiss a duck's arse without tasting the down. This answer has come from some men of renown. Endless experiments showed them the trick. You blow and you kiss, but you gotta be quick. Turla,
Turla,
turlay,
turlay.
a rolling stone gathers no moss, so they say. Sing along,
Sing along,
learn the words.
learn the words.
It's a wonderful song, but it's all for the birds. There once was a parrot with strings on his feet. If you pulled on the right string, he'd recite Nelson's Fleet. You pulled on the left string, he'd act out a farce. If you pulled on them both, he'd fall flat on his arse. Turla,
Turla,
turlay,
turlay.
a rolling stone gathers no moss, so they say. Sing along,
Sing along,
learn the words.
learn the words.
It's a wonderful song, but it's all for the birds. So here's to the birds, let us sing loud their praise, their plumage, their habits, their natural ways. We're grateful it's birds flying up in the sky. Think of the fallout if horses could fly. Turla,
Turla,
turlay,
turlay.
a rolling stone gathers no moss, so they say. Sing along,
Sing along,
learn the words.
learn the words.
It's a wonderful song, but it's all for the birds. Near a cavern in the canyon, in the shadow of the hill, it was there I kept a cat house with my oldest brother Bill.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
Though at first we didn't prosper, soon we started doing fine, when a girl came down from Gloucester by the name of Clementine.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
She was plain, She was scrawny, she had no gift of gab, but she had the kind of quimboys that would reach right out and grab.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
Then the nights were filled with music, the days were filled with song. Our safe was stuffed with money, Clementine was stuffed with dong.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
But one day there came a stranger, this time she'd met her match. He had a rifled member, she had a smoothbore snatch.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
Brother Bill was first to notice, he shouted to her, "Turn!" But before those words were spoken, she was split from stem to stern.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
We tore that dude to pieces, he was dead within the hour, and we left his cursed member for the coyotes to devour.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine.
Every day down by the graveyard when they toll the mission bell, we all lay a wreath of roses round the quim we loved so well.
Oh my darling, oh my darling, oh my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever, dreadful sorry Clementine. Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
Well, up she came and down she got, then she showed me her you-know-what. Asked me if I'd like a shot with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
I tried her box, I found it locked, so I tried the back door, found it blocked. I just went off half-cocked with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
Then I took her to a shady dell, I released my safety bang like hell. I missed the bullseye, but I drilled a well with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
So I took her down beside the docks, I sighted at her pretty box. I missed the box, but I crushed the rocks with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
Hot barrels in the bed, I missed her snatch and I hit her head. It ricocheted and killed her dead with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
Then I took her to the burial ground, I dug a hole and I laid her down. Then just for practice, one more round with my 18-pounder.
Load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away, load her up and bang away with my 18-pounder.
Right on the side of the telephone pole, I saw what I knew was a woodpecker's hole, and I thought I ought to examine it more closely. So I put my finger finger in the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
bless my soul.
take it out, take it out, take it out, remove it. I removed my finger from the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
bless my soul.
put it back, put it back,
Put it back,
replace it. I replaced my finger in the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
bless my soul.
turn it around, turn it around, turn it around, revolve it. I revolved my finger in the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
bless my soul.
the other way,
The other way, the other way,
reverse it. I reversed my finger in the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
bless my soul.
hurry it up,
Hurry it up, hurry it up, accelerate it.
I accelerated the finger in the woodpecker's hole, and the woodpecker said,
Bless my soul.
take it out,
Take it out, take it out.
I've had it. There was a man from the County Clare, a nobleman beyond compare. He was famous everywhere as a man with prodigious parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. Oh, they were large and they were red, round as the sun and heavy as lead. He could swing 'em around his head, this man with prodigious parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. One day, while walking down the street, a fair young maid he chanced to meet. She thought it would be a delectable treat to twirl his prodigious parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. She twirled them up and she twirled them down. She twirled them square and she twirled them round. Alas, she was crushed by a great rebound of the really prodigious parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. At first a shriek and then a yell. The police came on and on him fell. They locked him up in a dungeon cell with a 10-pound chain on his parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. And now he sits in durance vile and eyes them all with a twisted smile. And he sighs and thinks once in a while of the maiden who played with his parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. So if you're well endowed, take heed, respect the sack, protect the seed. No matter how those girls may beg and plead, don't let them play with your parties, banquets and balls, me boys. Parties, banquets and balls. Parties and banquets and banquets and parties and balls, balls, balls. There was a young man from Dundee. He buggered an ape in a tree. The result was most horrid, all but no forehead, 3 eyes and a purple goatee. Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie. There once was a young man named Clyde. He fell in an outhouse and died. Likewise his brother who fell in another, and now they're interred side by side.
Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
Now there was a young man from St. Clair. He was raping a girl on the stair. The banister broke, and he doubled his stroke and polished her off in midair.
Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
Argentine gaucho named Bruno said shagging is one thing I do know. Now women are fine and sheep are divine, but llamas are numero uno.
Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
There was a young lady named Alice, used a dynamite stick for a phallus. They discovered her quim on the Grand Canyon rim and her arse in a suburb of Dallas.
Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
There once was a pirate named Gates. He thought he could rumba in skates. Well, he fell on his cutlass, and now he is nutless and practically useless on dates.
Aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
On the breast of a lady named Gail was tattooed the list price of her tail. And on her behind, for the sake of the blind, was the same information in Braille. Everyone,
aye, 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 aye. In China they do it for chili. Here comes another verse that's worse than the other verse, so waltz me around again, Willie.
come along, boys, and listen to my tale, a jigging and a friggin' on the old Chisholm Trail, and come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I started on the trail in the year 89. I'm the horniest crew this side of the state line, and come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. Well, the steer went crazy and I had to kill it. I shot him in the arse with a long handle skillet. Come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. Boss says, cowboy, you better shove. The steer you shot was my own true love. And come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I jumped for the saddle, but the saddle wasn't there. Rammed 8 inches in the old gray mare. And come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. She jumped 10 feet and she hit the road. Lord, I was hornier than a Texas toad. And come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I went to the ranch to get some cider. There was a bed bug, a bugger, and a spider. Come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I went upstairs to get a glass of gin. That's at them sons of bitches doing it again. Come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I said, look here, boys, that won't do. They come at me and they buggered me too. And come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. I'm a lying in the bed and a counting sheep. They look so pretty that I just can't sleep. Come and time a root around a tree, come and time a root around a tree. Well, you can keep your range in the damn Lone Star. I'm heading east where the women are. And come a time a root around a tree, around a tree. Come a time a root around a tree. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. I got a gal named Sassafras. She's got pimples on her butt. Some is big and some is small. Some you can hardly see at all. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. As a freshman she was pure till the dean came by on tour. He was such a lousy lover that he made a mother of her. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. As a sophomore she'd shrink till one day she learned to drink. Now they fill her up with gin and anyone can put it in. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. As a junior she was told she could sell the stuff for gold. She got the Prexy to endorse her majoring in the intercourse. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. As a senior after class, she was selling Instant Us. Then they kicked her out of school for coming in the swimming pool. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. Now she hangs around the gates, special commutation rates, $20 for 20 buffs, only half the price for props. Ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye, ta-ra-ra, boom-ye. Oh, the men, they wear no pants in Zamboanga. Oh, the men, they wear no pants in Zamboanga. Oh, the men, they wear no pants, 'cause they never miss the chance. Man, it's crazy when they dance in Zamboanga. Oh, the women wear no teddies in Manila. Oh, the women wear no teddies in Manila. Oh, the women wear no teddies when they're walking with their steadies. They're a bunch of ever-readies in Manila. There are babies, quite a few, in Yokosuka. There are babies, quite a few, in Yokosuka. There are babies, quite a few. They got nothing else to do but to throw a buff or two in Yokosuka. There's a virgin on the island of Luzon. There's a virgin on the island of Luzon. There's a virgin, so they say, she was born just yesterday, but the fleet is on the way to old Luzon. I won't go back to Subic in the spring. I won't go back to Subic in the spring. No, I won't go back to Subic, 'cause the mosquitoes there are too big,
and they bite you in the pubic in the spring.
The girls don't smell like roses in Chifu. The girls don't smell like roses in Chifu. The girls don't smell like roses, but they know 100 poses.
So dig in and hold your noses in Chifu.
Ah, the monkeys have no feet in Ilo, Ilo. Ah, the monkeys have no feet in Ilo, Ilo. No, the monkeys have no feet, so they slide it on their seat,
and they spend the year in heat in Ilo, Ilo.
And so I'm going back to Shanghai in the fall. Yes, I am going back to Shanghai in the fall. I am going back to Shanghai, and the goose is gonna hang high,
and the rooster's gonna bang high in the fall. Sing hallelujah, hallelujah, what an echo on the drum, save another drunken mom. Sing hallelujah, sing hallelujah, put an echo on the drum and you'll be saved.
They came marching down the alley like a troop of Queen's Marines, and they played us hallelujah with their brass and tambourines. But the hags and whores and bitches wouldn't let them sing alone. They had the place in stitches with a chorus of their own. Sing
hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail, get another piece of tail. Hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail and you'll be saved.
Well, the little band played louder as they tried it once again. They beat upon the tambourines to drown the whore's refrain. You could hear the springs a-creaking as the tarts jumped from the beds, and empty pails and chamber pots upon those noble heads. And hallelujah,
hallelujah, put an echo in the pail, get another piece of tail. Sing hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail and you'll be saved.
Well, they played the Rock of Ages and by Jordan's sunny shores, and they played We'll Meet in Glory, Canaan's Land, and plenty more. But we sang them to stand still with their woodwinds and their brass. They had the refinement, we had the guts and ass. Sing
hallelujah, sing hallelujah, put an echo in the pail, get another piece of tail. Sing hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail and you'll be saved.
On the rooftop was a chippy with a boatswain from the fleet, and she heard the trumpets blasting, and she looked down to the street. Then she balanced on the parapet, as sure as you are born. She sighted through her bloomers, and she wee-weed in the horn. Sing hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail, get another piece of tail. Sing hallelujah, hallelujah, put an echo in the pail and you'll be saved. Then the major said they'd given us all the time that they could spare, and they did a noble right about with their noses in the air. And our madam made a speech to say what fun it all had been, and if they'd return next Sunday we'd invite the king and queen. Sing hallelujah,